Well, yesterday I attended a conference downtown Washington, D.C. by the, oh gosh, what's the name of it? Brookings Institute. It's a big think tank. All these highfalutin, eggheads get together and they spend millions of dollars trying to figure out what the best policies are. Well, this was about student debt and stuff like that, and training and education money. And what I've come up with is like the ways that people are getting scammed by educating and getting college education or job training and stuff like this, because we all know we need it. And what happens, I think, is that people are well, when the government, it seems to me, I'm not positive about this, but it certainly seems logical to me, that once the government starts giving money to people to get education or training to get a better job, then there's people out there who want to get that money. So these are the the schools that train you and the colleges that want to educate you. So they're after trying to get money, and you have to borrow money to give to them. And then who the hell knows what you really get? So what I want to help you with today is the different ways that you're getting scammed and ripped off and price gouging on getting the education you need or the job training you need. And because there are alternatives, but you don't know the alternatives because the people who make a lot of money, are advertising. So they advertise a lot because they're making a lot of money off of you if you come to their organization. So then what happens is they pay Google to find you, to try to get you. And they spend millions of dollars trying to think of what to say, what to do, or whatever to get you to come to their organization, because you're going to get money, or you have money, or borrow money from the government that they're going to get, whether you get a good education or training or not, and they go away. So then they'll spend more money on Google and try to get you. So that's why I have like 13, 14 reasons here how to avoid getting ripped off by job training and college tuition scams and ripoffs and price gouging. And the first one is don't search the internet, because if you start searching the internet, you're going to find the biggest scam people in the world, because they know how to get you on the internet. So you got to stay away from that. And there's ways that you'll find later on as I go through this list that you don't have to use the internet. You go to the local library, things like this, that are much better than the internet. The College Board has good stuff on that. So just don't go to the internet, because you're just going to get stuck. Okay. Also, the other number one thing I think you should not do is go to a for-profit training or college. I mean, this report yesterday, or actually there was about a dozen eggheads, that were giving all the data, and they spend their career studying this. And they didn't have a lot of nice things to say about for-profit colleges, and it's really outcomes. People who go and get these degrees or whatever, even degrees, versus training. Now, some of the training seems better than the degrees, but even the trainings are scams. The people are going out of business, and you're stuck with the loan. Or the training is not good, the education is not good, and you can't get a job. And the people who go to these things don't increase their income at the end. And this is the reason we're going to these schools and getting education, is to increase our income. So if you're spending all this money going into debt and not increasing your income, that's crazy. And sure, there are some good ones out there, but how are you going to tell? You can't. And you can't, you're up against the best salesman in the country, and we're a great salesman country. We produce the best salesman in the world. Look at who we have for president. Talk about a salesman. Man, he's a great salesman, isn't he? So that's why the average person is not armed to deal with these people. So that's why, just don't bother with any for-profit college until you've really been studying it for a while and know the ins and outs of everything. Okay. Now, the other thing I think is very important is to start with the community college. If you're trying to get an education, start there, because that's going to be the cheapest, best education. Probably don't have to pay a nickel. Particularly if you don't have a lot of money. That's going to be very important. So that's the best place to start, not only for college, but for job training too. Okay, also, I don't know if you realize now, but that you could get the first year of college for free. And that's by doing a special test they have. And now they're something, if you go to modernstates.org, that's a place where you could sign up and you be at home and get a whole first year of college for free. That's accepted at any big university. See, this is what the universities accept, so when kids start in the sophomore year, well, you could be an adult and start in the sophomore year instead of the freshman year if you want to go to college. Now, this doesn't work for training as much, but if you want to start getting that education, this is a way to get, hey, I always wanted to know more about history or whatever. Man, you do it for free and it's work at home. Also, start with the state universities. Don't go to private colleges. They're going to be a fraction. Anything state oriented is going to be half the price of anything private. Sometimes a third of the price. So you'll pay $6,000, $7,000 maybe a year in college anyway, versus 20,000, 50,000 or whatever. I mean, it's crazy, and who knows the difference? There's all to me, it's all, you can't quantify, the difference. And you see studies over the long period of time, 30, 40 years after graduation, people are doing, the same, if they went to Harvard or if they went to the University of Scranton or whatever, So, find the public universities first, and many are free. See, junior colleges, community colleges, and now state universities, more and more of them are becoming completely free. Now, that's the price you want. Also, I don't know if you realize, if you're over 60 or so, you can go to college for free. Most states had programs on the books for years and years and years. Ever since I've been in this business, 20, 30, 40 years now, they've always had, that seniors could go to the public universities for free. Now, that's pretty cool. Now, another thing you have to investigate, and actually that going to college for free, this is also training money I'm talking about. Not only getting a degree, but getting a skill. That's what's important. You want a better job? You got to have a skill. Okay, sometimes people say, okay, you want a degree, but man, if you have a skill, you know how to do artwork, you know how to do accounting, you know how to do, help in the medical profession, and maybe take 6 months or 18 months or whatever, you get that skill to get a better job forever. Okay, here's something people don't realize now. There's every college, the best place to get pay for college is the college itself. They got so much bloody money. You would know, and that's it. You don't know, and people don't investigate that until they're after applied. Investigate what money is available for a college before you apply. That's the important thing. You want to know every bloody program. So when you don't visit the college, visit the the scholarship office. That's what you want, because that's where the money is. The most money really comes from them. They have so much money. Now, here's another thing in particularly college money, is that tuition reciprocity. Okay, there's so many colleges. You live in one state, you could go to the in-state price of an out-of-state school. Or so if you're from an out-of-state, depending on the state you are, you could go like you're a resident of Illinois. You go to the University of Wisconsin for the same price as if you lived in Wisconsin. I don't know if that's true or not, but those kinds of things. That's all over now. So you got to check those out, those reciprocity tuitions. So you get it, that's like a third of the price. If you're paying out-of-state tuition, man, no, pay in-state and you get a third of the price. Okay. Also remember, I'm also talking about career training certificates. This is where you get a skill for a certain amount of months, usually, to get a better job. And the best place to find those really is at your community college and local nonprofits. There's local nonprofits will take you for 6 months and become a cybersecurity expert. And without a college degree or just with a high school diploma, sometimes not even with that, you could be a cybersecurity expert and starting at $40,000 or $50,000 a year. Same in healthcare, stuff like that. And they're available usually through the community college and nonprofits. If you Google that and try to find that kind of stuff, you're going to get people going to charge you so much money, make you take a loan, and you don't want to do that. A lot of nonprofits are completely free. So why pay when you can get it free, right? And remember, you can go on the internet and take courses. So if you really want to learn or something, you can take a Harvard course online, for free. If you want to get a certificate, it may cost you $50 or something like that. So you can put that on your resume. You want a Harvard on your resume? This is the way to do it. Another, University of the People, uopeople.edu. That's another complete university. They have healthcare, they have business. I forget what else they have. That you get complete degrees and even master's degrees for absolutely free. They have, if you take the test and want a degree, then I think they charge for the test or something like that. But there's so many more opportunities out there, that you have to figure it out and go out and look. Now, the other thing too, you want to get a better job in the education, go to your career one-stop. This is, every county has these career one-stops, and they have money to train you to get a better job. They get federal money that goes to the state, then goes down to the county, and to make sure you get a better job. And they can give you up to like $8,000-$10,000, to career. And actually, you can even pay for college. There are times, it varies by state and county and all that kind of stuff. Some of them even let you use that money to pay for college courses too. Okay, and here's another thing to really remember. Don't pay the sticker price. If you're going to a college, you don't pay the sticker price anymore. That sticker price is, for suckers and I think foreign students. That's it. The average price now is like half of that. So you have to get in there and negotiate, because that's what everybody's doing. And if you're not doing, you're getting suckered into paying top dollar. So that's it. You look at the national data, and that's readily available, like what the price is versus the sticker price, and now it's down to about half price. That's when they say, people, like, a lot of colleges want to pretend they're a very expensive college and elitism and all that kind of stuff, when really people are going there for half that price. So never get sucked into that. Now, here's another neat thing I think that we forget a lot about, is that Europe, there are thousands and thousands of places in Europe. You could get a degree from some of the best universities in the world. And listen to this, they teach in English. That's right. They teach in English. And you go to France or Germany or Belgium and things like that. If you pay $1,000 a semester, is a lot. So here they're paying $40,000 a year, and there you're paying a couple grand. That's it. Man, that's a lot of airfares going back and forth. So that's a real good deal, and all in English. And I think that gives you a lot of cachet, in the job market. Yes, I have a bachelor's degree from the Sorbonne, or whatever. Now you're different. You mean something. You're better. Whatever. How do you stick out in the crowd? Well, you dress crazy like me. You can sell more books, and that's why I think that's something of it, and particularly for graduate school too. People are overpaying for graduate school. It's crazy. And whether it's worth it or not, man, you got to think twice about that. If you're going to some high degree or something like that, a doctor or a lawyer, you probably get your money back. But other than that, man, it's debatable. And that's what they were saying at this conference. It's really debatable about getting these graduate degrees, and their colleges are making a ton out of graduate degrees. And that's why, if you remember Lesko Help, I got another video like this that gives you all the sources and everything, a report that tells you about this. And this is what I'm trying to do, is show people at Lesko Help how there are options in life, the options that we don't know about. And they're the real opportunities. If everybody knows about something, then it's not an opportunity anymore, is it? That's where opportunities in life are. You have to know what other folks don't. They may think you're crazy, but you're going to get it for free. So that's why, see, at Lesko Help, all I do is send you websites that give you stuff for free. Okay, you go to Google, all you're going to get are websites that give you stuff that want your money, because they want to get paid. Google wants to get paid. So all these websites don't pay Google because they don't have money to pay. They're giving away everything for free. Not making money, but they're helping you, and that's it. And to get the help you need, that's why I want to be the alternative in America, where people could turn to and just find how to get the help they need and not have to pay an arm and a leg for it. That's what Lesko Help is all about.